Hey kids, how's everybody out there in paradise, huh? Everybody out there in YouTube land this evening, February 21st, 2019. Another beautiful day here in paradise in beautiful Buki Harbor, Florida. I must admit, one thing Florida's got going for it is the weather sure has been nice. We hit a high of 85 today. 85, been kind of warm today, so. But breeze is blowing, cooling things off. It's cooler up here on deck than it is down below today. I guess with the refrigeration running down below, it makes it even warmer down there. And obviously, you know, I got my my front vent open to get some air down below, but it, you know, it doesn't ever get as much as what you'd like. Need one of those big scoop things on there to push a bunch more air down, but cool it off as much as we can. Getting to be that time of year, you're gonna have to start thinking about cooling off the boat at night, because it's been getting toasty. It's been getting warm. So I'm sitting here barefoot, shorts, t-shirt, just enjoying the Floridian weather with all the rest of the Floridians. Oh man. Anyhow, how are you guys all doing this evening? Who did I miss in the chat? I seen somebody jump in there. Hey Martin, how you doing? Just one. Yeah, you're the only one so far. You're the only one so far today, but there'll be more, I am sure. We're getting started. We're actually a little early, I think, tonight. I may have started just a tad early. I like to start 1/2 hour before sunset, so that would have been about 5:50 or so this evening. I think we started a little bit before that, so. Nice and refreshing. My seltzer water. So, very, very refreshing. Dog, what are you doing? Come on, get down. Go get in the dinghy. There you go. She's just bouncing all around the boat. Doesn't know what to do with herself. The dog has to learn the fine art of just chill. She's got to learn the fine art of chill, so. Anywho, looking over here at my neighbor, he's checking something out on his boat. Not sure what he's looking at. Something on his decks. He's a pretty nice guy over there on Three Penny Opera. We got some folks visiting on the neighbor's boat over there, a couple boats over. People having conversation, enjoying their evenings, watching the sun go down. Got the sun directly in our eyes this evening. Wind is blowing out of the east, keeping the back of the boat towards the west, and the sun is setting right down there. Oh, Bill, hey brother, how you doing? Man, those cookies were awesome, man. Those were very good cookies. Thank you very much for that. I was going to stop by and thank you for them, but when I went by earlier this morning, you guys weren't up yet, and I haven't left the boat since then. So, but yes, Bill, thank you for that. Tell Erica I said thank you very much. Those were really good cookies. I enjoyed them tremendously. So very good. Thank you. Let's see. Lily will in about 5 years. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Imagine the August heat. Actually, Jeff, from what I understand, it really doesn't get a whole lot hotter here in August than it is now. August, we're supposed to have high temperatures of 90 degrees. It hit 85 here today. So maybe it's going to get 5 degrees warmer in August. You know, it's not like up in the Midwest. As I was coming across the Erie Canal, upstate New York, I was seeing 105 degrees upstate New York. You know, up there along the middle of New York State. Seeing high 90s, almost 100 degrees when I was there in Port Washington. It doesn't get that hot down here in the summertime. It stays a pretty consistent temperature year-round down here. But yeah, in August we're going to get about 5 degrees warmer than what we got today. So, you know, now if you go inland and you get away from the water, you get away from the breeze. You get away from the breeze, then it's going to feel less comfortable and it's going to be hotter. But here in the harbor, we pretty much always have the the equatorial air currents blowing through here, and so we always have a pretty cool breeze blowing through. Even on a day like today, 85 degrees, and the breeze has been blowing. It's been quite comfortable. It really has been. I mean, it's not all, I'm not all hot and sweaty and, oh, fish are jumping here next to me. I'm not all hot and sweaty and, uncomfortable. So, yeah, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining at all. So, anyway, I think Bill was saying they did some provisioning. We've been provisioning all day, spent $500 just today. Oh, gosh. Yeah, well, you'll appreciate that when you're over there in the Bahamas, Bill. And you're not having to shop at the local stores over there. They're very expensive. Hey, Pilot, how you doing, ma'am? I hope you stock up on beer. That's the one thing I hear everybody talking about that they really need to put a big inventory on. Big inventory of beer in. That way they're good for a while. So Bill, are you going to give up your mooring ball then for the rest of the winter, or are you going to keep your mooring ball while you're in the Bahamas? Are you going to be over there for a little while, or are you going to be over there for a few months to stay, or what's the deal? I understand there's still like 25, 26 boats waiting to get onto a mooring ball right now. There's still a big, long list of people wanting a mooring ball here. I was talking to a friend of mine. He wants me to sail my boat up north. I don't know about doing that. Bahamas bound, how exciting. Yes, he is, Bree. How you doing? Yeah, they're taking Leniki over to the Bahamas for a while. So I have 25 cases of beer. Yes, leaving for months. For months, okay. All right, cool. So you're gonna release your ball then. So what about humidity? I grew up in Florida, that far south, but humidity is the killer down there. Well, we are kind of living on the water, so I haven't been bothered too bad by humidity. There's only been, I'd say there's been like 5 days since I've been here that I thought it was just kind of humid and uncomfortable. Hey, Andy, how you doing, brother? I thought there was like 5 days that I thought were uncomfortable because of humid, and only one of those that was really uncomfortable. Just one of those that was really uncomfortable. The rest of them were all not too bad. So better grab a few more, Bill. Yeah, he'll need a bunch. Bill, what are you going to do the second week? Yeah, 25 cases of beer. I don't know. It doesn't. Well, I guess that's about a 3 or 4 month supply of beer, 25 cases. If they're cases and not 12 packs. I don't know. On a good day, I've gone through a 12 pack overnight. So don't know. We're headed to the Exumas. Oh man, cool. Be beautiful over there. Good, clean, crystal clear water. That'll make it fun for you. Do you have a sail plan in place? Are you gonna jump off from here and go straight across? Are you gonna go up north and jump across to Bimini, or what's your sail plan, Bill? What are you how are you planning on making that progress? And by the way, for those of you guys that don't know Bill is right there. That's Bill's boat right there. He's on Leniki. Him and his wife Erica. See, Erica, I remember your name. I remember Erica's name all the time except when I'm right in front of Erica, and then I just go blank. I don't know why that is. I guess that's called being 60 years old. Performance anxiety, that's what it is. It's performance anxiety. Oh. One half of the Monkees have now died. One half? I thought the Monkees was like 4 people. Not just 2, isn't it? One of the Monkees like 4 people? Well, I guess maybe he's one of the last original Monkees. I thought there was 4 people in the Monkees, just like there was in the Beatles. But then again, I don't know. I never really paid that much attention to the Monkees. I enjoyed listening to some of their music, but Davy Jones in 2012. Yeah, and then one of them. So you're saying that? So what is there? Still one monkey left alive then? Is that what you're saying? There was maybe 3 of them, and one died in 2012, one died now, and I don't know. Peter. Peter was one of the monkeys. I don't know. I was never a big monkey fan. I don't know, I just never was. Hey, we're the Monkees. I remember their television show they had. Spread a little music around. I remember that. How many years ago was that? Long time. Long time ago. 2 left, 2 dead. Okay, hey Johnny Hag, how you doing? All right, well then half of them are gone. Yep, half of them are gone, or half of them are still here. Hello, dog. What do you want, huh? What do you want, dog? Mickey Dolenz and one more, I forget his name, still alive. Okay. Well, man, only the rocks live forever. None of us get out of this life alive, so one thing about life, it kills all of us. It's just the nature of it, so. Michael Nesmith. Well, there you go, Terry. Peter Tork passed today. Huh. Okay, Peter Tork. Well, there you go. So Mickey Dolenz and Mr. Nesmith are still alive, and Peter Tork died today, and I guess that's just the way it is. Well, that's sad. My condolences to his family. Hey, good news, however. Gypsy returned to the harbor today. You guys may remember us talking about her and the severe head trauma and stuff that she had. I was pleased to hear today on the morning net that Gypsy has returned to the harbor. She's back on her boat, which is awesome. I was told she was going to go to Georgia and recuperate there with family. That's what Mike had told me, but apparently not. Apparently she returned to her boat, so that's pretty cool. Oh, yes, Marie, our misspent you. Now, let's see, Bill says, yes, we go to Rodriguez Key, to Cat Key, to Russell Beacon, to West Providential, to Highborn Key, and Exhumed. Oh, wow, okay. Ricocheting back and forth, I guess. Wow, that's cool. Very cool. I remember seeing the Monkees car at the car shows. Okay. 67, it was a 67 GTO. A goat. There you go. The old 67 goat. I had a friend of mine in high school that had a goat 69. He had a 72. I think he had a 1972 goat, if I remember correctly. And that would have been in 1976. 76? No, that would have been after that. 79, 80, maybe 76. Let's see, no, that would have been 76, 77. 76, it was before I went to Bahrain, I think. So, George Burns did the custom on their car. George Barris, okay. Huh. First car was a 66 Le Mans, cool. 66 Le Mans. My first wife had a 69 Camaro. We had a 69 Camaro for a while when we first got married. I was driving a 1970 Volkswagen Beetle, and she was driving a 1969 Camaro. So, but her Camaro got all rusty. It only had the 6 in it, slapstick, automatic. Also did the Batmobile. Cool. Yep, back in the day. Now, if that Camaro had had a V8, it would have been worth restoring, but it didn't. It had the 6-cylinder. Still would have been a fun car to have today. I think we sold that car. I don't remember what happened to it. Barris, most of the cool cars for TV. Cool. Howdy. Oh, always. He's looking at me and say, yes, I want to go. Let's go someplace. Come on, Daddy, let's go someplace. Let's get in the dinghy and go somewhere. The Munster Mobile, too. Okay, cool. All them cool cars. Well, I guess somebody had to design them. Huh. Yeah, it was nice seeing that Gypsy was back here in the harbor. That made me feel good knowing that she's back. She's still got a long recovery, but her scalp is getting better and she's healing up and still got a long way to go. Long way to go. Big old scars on her too. Just nasty. Nasty. Ed Big Daddy Roth did some cool cars too. Okay. I never had a cool car when I was younger. Well, yes, I did. I had a 1970 Volkswagen Beetle that had a Porsche 911 rear end put in it. So it was sort of a sleeper. It looked like a 1970 Volkswagen, but it had the speed of a Porsche. It didn't have the handling of a Porsche, but it had the speed of a Porsche. It was fast. It was very fast. The only Volkswagen Beetle around Long Island that could keep up with the Mustangs and the Camaros of the day. But it wasn't a muscle car, you know. It was a type exhaust system on the back, you know. You know how Volkswagens go. And away you go, you know. Sorry for my noise making there, but I mean that's kind of what they sound like. Like one big long liquidy fart. Hello, dog. No, you don't need to be on my lap. Go lay down. Go lay down. Go do something with yourself besides getting on my lap. There are some times I just want to sit and relax and not have you on my lap. Go lay down. Poor dog. Now she's probably going to come up above my head. See her tail. See her tail right there. We're terrible in cold weather. Froze your cannolis off. Yeah, they were not great. That's true. They were not great. Wienermobile is my favorite. Okay. Yeah, Pilot, it was good to hear her voice and all the applause on the morning net. You're absolutely correct. Yep. And you know, it just goes to show you how well respected and loved she is here in the harbor. When you heard that many people applauding that she was back here. For those of you guys that don't know, on the morning net, you applause by clicking your mic. Click. That's applause. And so when they said, you know, how about a round of applause for her, you know, returning to the harbor? And actually, I don't think they even asked for it. I think it just happened. You just hear all the clicks going on. And went on for quite a while. So she's a much beloved character here in the harbor. So just a real nice lady. She really is a real nice lady. So fun was at all the events. They gave us whistles and took our pictures. Oh, cool. Yep, it just happened. Okay. Huh. Yeah, sad. A monkey died. Just sounds weird saying that. A monkey died. Never had a monkey. I've spanked my monkey. I've never had a monkey. That's bad. Oh, that's bad. Give you guys a view of the harbor. There you go. You can see what the harbor looks like here for a little bit. Oscar Mayer's based in Wisconsin. There you go. Oh, I wish I was an Oscar Mayer wiener. I don't know, remember the rest of it. Because if I was an Oscar Mayer wiener, I don't know, everybody be in love with me or something like that. I don't remember the rest of it. Back in the day, wow. Interesting sunset developing, still a little too bright, sun's up a bit too high. I can't look at it directly with my eye. I can look at it through my phone. I just can't look at it with the naked eye. If I do, it burns little dots into my vision. You can kind of see what the harbor looks like today. It's been pretty quiet, not too bad. A little wind blowing, but a nice, smooth, continuous type breeze. Nothing really ghastly. No one's bouncing around. We don't hear about dinghies blowing loose or boats in the anchorage dragging. Just sort of a nice, constant, steady, 10, 12 mile an hour breeze blowing. Seen some more manatee action and tarpon action in the city marina in the dinghy dock area this morning. There was quite a bit of that going on. We've had a lot of tarpons in there feeding lately. I don't know what they're feeding on. I guess the pilchards and something must be in, but a lot of tarpon activity lately. And that's a lot, when you're pulling in your dinghy and all of a sudden a 5-foot fish comes out of the water right next to you. That's a big fish to come up out of the water, so. Yeah, the water does look kind of nice. It's got a weird color today. It's sort of a blue-green, looking aquamarine color. It's kind of interesting. All right, kids, I got to turn around here. I got to change my seating position. I can just sit in one position for so long, and I got to change it. And so, there we go. Now we're in a little different position. Get the blood flow back to my toes again. Kid's up there still swinging from his mast on that catamaran. Did you go to the harbor meeting? Did I go to what harbor meeting? There was no harbor meeting today. Oh, there was, no, there's a meeting going on right now, actually, Marie. That was at 5 o'clock this evening. There's a meeting going on at Berdine's this evening at 5 o'clock. They all met over there to have their bitch session and talk about all the problems that they have. What was it, 5:30? So that would be going on right now. I couldn't go to that if I was going to do my live stream, but it's just all the malcontents getting together and talking about whatever problems there are here in the marina and, the things that they want to complain about. And I don't know. I don't see anything here that's all that bad that I would want to complain about. My only complaint that I had, and I don't have this complaint anymore because, of course, the threat of that passed. But if you remember, there was a troll idiot, a trash person, who was threatening to steal my dog. He was of the opinion that Miss Lily was being abused by making her live here on the boat, and he said some derogatory things about my dog, and so, I got a message here. Anyhow, I didn't like the idea that I couldn't take my dog into the bathroom with me. I had to leave her tied up outside. And so now we've kind of got that reverse. So. Okay. All right. Whatever. So anyhow, I was a little upset about that. I didn't like leaving her outside if I had to go to the bathroom. But now that threat has passed, and there's so many people around now that know Lily, it would be hard for somebody to come. Someone blowing conch horns. It would be very difficult for someone to come and take her now because there's just so many people here around here that know her. She has become quite the fan here in the harbor now, and so it would be difficult for someone to do that. Everybody knows Lily. She's very well known and very well respected here, so it makes a big difference. Other than that, there really isn't really much else going on. They talked about that during the morning chat, having their complaint session 5:30 over Berdine's. That's over that way. And I didn't really want to go to that anyway. I'm not of the school of thought that, if you don't like it, leave. I mean, I'm not that kind of school of thought for the harbor here. I mean, there's always improvements to be made in any way, but if you have some issues, I guess they should get together and file some grievances. When I first got here, I had an issue, and I just dealt with it myself. I got here, not people. One person who was a cruiser that lives here in the community, but also was involved with working behind the counter at the Marina office, who had a real problem with me filming while I was in and around the Marina area. I had my little GoPro session up on my head or what have you, or I would have my camera, or if I flew my drone over. She had a real problem with it, this one particular lady. She really was upset with that. And we had a potluck up there, and I had my camera on. I was walking around filming, and she was like, he's filming, trying to let everybody know that I'm filming, like I was doing something illegal or smoking dope or something, And she made it very uncomfortable for me to be filming around in the city marina, which is a public marina. And so I did my homework, I double checked, I contacted the city of Marathon, spoken to them about their requirements for filming in public places, and I went back and I spoke to the harbor master here, and I was like, hey, this is what I do, it's what I do for a living here in the city marina. There's no expectation of privacy, this is public property. This isn't like, you're not in your own home. I don't go up to people's boats and stick it in their window and film them down below in their boat. That would be an invasion of their privacy. But if they're riding their dinghy around out here in the harbor, or if they're walking around the city marina, there's no expectation of privacy. That's all public property. And if I'm filming, then I'm filming, and it's perfectly okay. The city of Marathon says it's perfectly okay for me to do that. So I had to talk to the harbor master here, and then he had to go and talk to that employee and tell her, look, it's perfectly okay for him to be filming. There's nothing wrong with that. So here it was a situation where somebody allowed their personal opinion, which as it turned out was not valid, and they were using their personal opinion and tried to dictate policy that didn't exist. And so there was a misapplication of the rules, a misinterpretation of the rules, and I think that's the biggest problem that we're running into here with this bitch session going on. These people complaining is that there's some rules. Everyone's given a copy of the rules when you get here, but then there's some items that you can't account for everything, and so there's some items that some people have issue with. Like, one guy pulled his dinghy up into a place and had it flipped upside down and was working on his dinghy in a place where it should not have been a problem. It should have been perfectly okay for him to work there. But one particular marina employee took it to task, made an issue of it and made a big deal about it. And it was like, well, what the hell? I mean, he's in an area. They have a spot over here by the city marina where they keep all their supplies, all the extra pieces of dockage that aren't being used, that used to be used before the hurricane, but now they're just storing them. They have a big area there at the end of the parking lot where it's just like supplies are piled up, gravel and wood and timbers and poles and dock pieces and stuff like that. Anyhow, there's a little spot there you can pull up a dinghy, and there's not like a ramp or a boat ramp or anything like that, but there's a place that you could pull up a dinghy, and with a couple of people you could carry the dinghy up, turn it upside down. There's a little tiki hut over there that's not used for anything. There's nothing underneath the tiki hut. It just sits there vacant 99% of the time. And so he got his dinghy and turned it upside down underneath that tiki hut and was underneath there working on the bottom of his boat. He wanted it to be someplace where it was dry and out of the rain, should rain come up, because he was doing something on his boat that he didn't want to get rained on. Anyhow, I guess they took him to task over that, and now he's a little pissed off about it. And so, that's his frustration, is that he's angry about the fact that, they didn't apply the rule fairly in his mind's eye in that regard, and so that happens. And so I think the biggest thing with this issue is, the dock master, who is the only person who really is in charge, the harbor master, excuse me. He's the guy that's got to set the tone and the direction. And sometimes you got to reel some of these people in. Some people, they get just a little bit of responsibility, and they become they don't handle it well. They get carried away. They get a little too big for their britches a little bit. And so sometimes in these situations, they hire people, and then some people assume more than what they. Well, it's just like the marina here itself, for that matter. I mean, they're not the Florida Wildlife Commission. They do not have law enforcement credentials, nor do they have law enforcement responsibilities. But yet, there's sometimes some of the people that work there try to act like they're a cop or something, and it's their responsibility to bust people or get them in trouble or what have you. And so I think there's just some people overstepping their bounds, as is normal and natural in these situations. So I didn't think it was anything worthwhile dealing with as a major public statement, but it's something that if you have an issue, you just deal with it privately, and that's what I did. I spoke to the city, got the ruling on what the rules are, went back to the harbor master, explained my situation to him. He had a conversation with that employee. That was the end of it. No more problem. I walk around, film all I want now. Not all I want. I still am careful about some stuff. If they have a bunch of kids going around, I don't like to film kids. I don't like to film children. If I do film something and there's kids in it, I'll pixelate them out or something. I don't like doing that. But but if like there's an event going on and I'm flying way overhead, and you can't really tell whether it's a child or not, or even if you can tell if it's a child, you can't tell what child it is. That's okay. Far enough away, that's all right. I just don't want I don't want anybody to ever use one of my videos, some pedophile or something, to identify some child and target them because they saw it in my video. And with some of these crazy whack job trolls that we have out there, I wouldn't put it past some of those guys to do that kind of stuff, because that's just the kind of low-life scumbag some of those guys are. So anyhow, I missed a bunch of stuff in my chat while I was going through all that, so let me go back and see what I missed. So because if I were an Oscar Mayer wiener, everybody would be in love with me. There you go, Codger. Thank you for that. Had to get that out of there. Okay, so we're talking about the harbor meeting, Marina trolls. Yeah, there's such a thing. So, yep. Oh, yeah, she's a happy dog. Negative energy. You're in a public place. That's right, Andy. It is a public place. No expectation of privacy in public. I do not object to being filmed. How about everyone else in chat? Then I don't worry about it. Okay. Expected these days cameras anyway. Well, and that's the thing, Marie. The city marina actually has cameras, and this was the thing that I found that was sort of funny. She's saying, well, you shouldn't be filming here, that this is private. And I'm like, well, the city marina's got cameras up all over the place. Hold on, let me adjust you guys. I moved back to my seat here. The marina has security cameras up all around the buildings. So anytime you pull up to the dinghy dock, you drive in the dinghy harbor, even drive past the marina out here in the harbor, you're being filmed. And when you pull up into their area, you're being filmed. When you're inside the building, you're being filmed. I don't care what store you walk into these days, gas stations, convenience stores, Kmart, Walmart, they're all filming you all the time. For someone to say, well, hey, if you're walking around here in the city marina and somebody has a camera on you, no expectation of privacy. If you don't like it, then you have to leave. You can't tell that person to stop filming you. They're well within their right to film in a public place. So now, if somebody comes over to me and says, hey, man, I'd rather you didn't film me, I'd be like, fine, cool, no problem, I won't do it. Absolutely won't do it. Okay, I guess it depends. I mean, if it's if all of a sudden I'm right in front of some big story going on, and this guy is the cause of the story or whatever, you know. Police are looking for this guy, and all of a sudden there he is in front of me. Hell yeah, I'm going to film him. I don't care whether he likes it or not. You know, but if you know, if it's just, you know, some guy I know here in the Marina and he just doesn't want to be filmed, that's fine. We were down in the BVI. We were filming for our television show that we had on Versus Network. We were down in the in the USVI, not the BVI, in the USVI, and we were at a bar filming a friend of ours. He was playing his music there. Eric Stone, my buddy Eric. Anyhow, Eric was playing down there at a bar, and so we went down and we're filming Eric. And some of the other, Lily about went right in the water. Some of the guys there, some of the people there didn't want to be filmed. They didn't want to be in the film. You know, they're like, no, the feds are looking for us. We don't want to be filmed. I'm going to film you as you're going by. People get a kick out of watching you row. Hello. What's your name? What's your name? Hey, Jen. Nice to meet you. I'm Carl. That was Jen. That was Jen rowing by. Cutie. Very, very definite cutie. So, anyhow. I didn't film people down there because they didn't want to be on film. They said that they didn't want to be on film, so we didn't film them. So, okay. Oh, there's a loud horn. Wow. Good job. Yep, cameras everywhere. Now channel is dead. Yep. Well, that's true, pilot. Yep, there are some lowlifes that hide in the bushes to film. And now his channel is dead, so he got what he deserved. Hope that your camera says Nikon and not Canon. No, I usually use a Canon. People's TV and refrigerators film them. That's right. That's what we would have if the JFK assassination happened. Oh man, that's right, Codger. Yep. It would have been covered by every angle. Actually, 6-7, I wouldn't count on that. There's a lot of places where their security cameras do broadcast on YouTube. Be careful, oh, some loon might mistake that red hat of yours for a Make America Great hat. Hey, that's fine if they do. He has a camera on him now unless he's bailed out. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Smollett got arrested, didn't he? That craziness. Huh? What craziness? Trying to create a crime that didn't exist. I tell you, there's just so many crazy people out there these days, you know? There's just so many crazy people. You know, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Uh-oh. Oh, I was like, uh-oh, I don't see my other phone over there. Where'd my other phone go? I forgot I put it in my pocket. Yeah, I'm not too bright. Not too bright, guys. Sometimes I just forget what I'm doing. I just looked over and saw it was gone. Hey guys, how are you? And some folks going on behind me. I'm filming you for my YouTube channel, that's all right. Nice little dinghy. That's a nice little rigid right there. 8-horse Yamaha on the back. Anyhow. And of course Miss Lily had to go jump down there and make faces at him or whatever, whine at him, whatever. Oh, my guard dog. My high security guard dog. Oh man. Alright, so let's see what else is on here. Okay, very many live cams on YouTube, yep. Yeah, I forget too. The book, yeah, make an example. Yeah, I really should. 420 already made bail already, yeah, probably. Probably. Yeah, I mean, people like that should have been just hammered, you know, just hammered. You think about all of the people out there that you know, say one thing out of turn. What was that? What was that lady that from the south that cooked with all the butter all the time? Oh, what was her name? Anyhow, she has a restaurant down the south, and Paula Dean. Paula Dean. If I remember correctly, didn't she say something racist and that cost her? Yeah, thanks, Pat Mac. Didn't she say something racist and that cost her her TV show and all that? She got busted for all that just for saying something that was off color or something. And as I recall, what she said, she didn't feel was, or she didn't say it to be prejudiced. It was just assumed that way. Um, she didn't have any malice or bad thoughts in it, but still, she got hammered for that. So why isn't Smollett and the TV show he is on? Why isn't it being hammered? Why isn't it being taken to task just like she was? You know, I don't. There's that application. There's an application, a double standard there. Um, you know, there's a lot of growing malcontent right now in the country over reverse racism. And I have to admit, I'm beginning to see a lot of that. It really is true. I see a lot of racism going on all levels. Um, I don't know, real double standard there. So at least you're nice enough to say you're filming. Yeah, I make it pretty clear. So I think being on the sailing boat is more exercise than what you were doing back in Alaska. No, no, I don't. Initially, I was different. It was different exercise. So using different muscles and doing different things. But no, I think with all the snow shoveling and wood cutting and running around after all my critters that I was doing in Alaska, I was actually getting more exercise than what I'm getting here. What I'm doing here for exercise is, of course, walking the dog every day, and that's not that much exercise anymore. But walking her every day, and then occasionally I go for a swim, but I've not gone for a swim in a long time. I really haven't. I haven't gone for a swim in a long time. I actually thought about going for a swim today, and I didn't because it was warm enough today. But yeah, I would have to say no, Pat Mac. I was getting better exercise up in Alaska than what I'm getting down here right now, and that's my fault. I can get more exercise here. I just haven't been doing it. So, when is sailing season there? It's pretty much sailing season here now. Yep. Roseanne Barr lost her gig because of a tweet. Yeah, right, Terry? Exactly. All the liberal outfits. That's why. Yep. All fake attacks will stop with one severe sentence. You look in great shape. Well, I'm in much better shape than what I was in, that's for sure. Since you got stung. Since I got stung. Oh, you mean the Portuguese man of war? I wasn't swimming when that happened, Maria. We were collecting garbage. We were doing a harbor cleanup when that happened. So actually, it was before that was the last time I went swimming. So, here comes that lady back again. Let's film her rowing back the other way. Okay, we're gonna film her going back. Here she's coming. Oh, she made a weird turn. She's turning around. Now she's going back again. Okay. I don't know if she knows where she's going. And back she goes. Oh yeah, she's gonna go visit people over there. Okay. Oh. False alarm. She was coming this way, then she turned around and went back that way. So. Oh well. It's all fun and games. Fun and games here in the harbor, man. Oh. Did I go over my day today? I don't think I did anything today. Walked the dog this morning. That was about it. Met some friends there at the dock when I walked the dog. Had some good conversations with some people this morning. That was pleasant. Tell you one thing about living here in the harbor, it's very social. You get to, you're forced to get to know a lot of people. Up in Alaska, because there was so much distance between me and everybody, you really didn't get to know your neighbors as well. Here, because you're sharing the laundry and you're sharing the bathrooms and you're sharing the showers and you're sharing the docking area and you're going in and out and getting your mail and what have you. You're seeing the same people over and over again, and so you recognize someone, you say hello to them. At least I do. I say hello to everybody. Um, and so it's very nice and social that way. But it's gotten to the point now where it becomes difficult to go, into it makes it difficult to just go in and do something fast. If I'm in a hurry, I can't be in a hurry. There's too many people that want to chat and say hello, what's going on, talk, catch up, that kind of stuff. Very much reminded me of what it was like living in Montana, where I lived in Livingston, Montana. Because of my activity there with 4-H and the fire department. Dog, quit. Between 4-H and the fire department and all that, I was known by a lot of people, and so it was very social there as well. Here we go. Now she's coming back through. She's pretty good with that little pram. Pretty good at rowing. Well, you sure row that well. Oh, there you go. I guess Miss Lily chased her off. Oh well. Anyhow, so that was sort of our day today. Spoke, hung out, met a lot of people. That was about it. So that girl's getting her exercise in. Yeah, she is. I said hello to a guy who walked behind me boat the other day. Within 10 minutes later, he was trying to help us get the boat out of the slip because he saw the wind giving us some issues. Oh, that's cool, Pat Mac. That's nice. Expressive, okay. Yep, I stayed in Newport Harbor with my brother on his boat for a week, and they were not too friend-like there. Huh. Well, I'm sorry, Dan. Yeah, I don't know. I find Buki Harbor to be pretty friendly, for the most part. I mean, there's some butt heads here. There really is. Like anywhere else, there's that occasional butt head. But 5% of the people are butt heads. 95% of the people are cool. I find that to be pretty much the ratio everywhere. So, Lily, settle down. Now there's a boat going by on the other side, so she's got to race over the other side of the boat. Dog, calm down. What is your problem? People are allowed to go by us. It's okay. You don't own the water. You don't rule the roost here. Well, yes, I do. She says, yes, I do. How dare they go by me? She likes to woof at them. Oh, man. Pays be nice to fellow says. Yeah, absolutely does, Pat Mac. Yep, you be nice to them and they really help you out. So, yep, everyone does seem to be pretty nice here. Pilots do the same thing. Yep, like-minded people. Dog, get out of my face. Go on, Kennel. Get on the boat. Sit. Sit. You can just stay down there for a bit. Queen Lily. That's exactly right, Codger. Queen Lily. She likes to rule the roost here. She likes to tell everybody how it's supposed to be, so it's funny that way. Oh, man. Oh, I was so bummed today. Today I was supposed to get my my Google AdSense revenue. I didn't get my Google AdSense revenue this month. I'm not going to get my Google AdSense revenue this month because there's a $100 limit. They won't they don't bother sending a check out unless it's over $100. And I was underneath the $100 this month. So that leaves me about $80 shy of covering my phone bill, which I thought I was going to cover out of my Google AdSense revenue today. Didn't happen. So as much as I hate doing this, guys, I need to remind everybody that we definitely need to hit it up. Hit the PayPal links up if you can, and donate if you would. Oh, and don't forget, if you open a new PayPal account, if you go to PayPal and open a new account, you put $40 in there, PayPal will match that. They'll give you $20 more, they'll give me $20 more. So go to PayPal, open an account. There's a link in the description down below on this video. There's a link. You can click on that link. It'll take you to the exact right place. Go in there, open up, and you have to use that link. Use that link, open up a new PayPal account, put $40 in there. You get $20 and I get $20. And right now I could use the money. I'm about $80 short of making the phone bill right now. And then I've got like a week to put together the money for the morning ball, $350. So I'm gonna have to hit you guys up pretty hard this next week, trying to cover all those things if at all possible. So and then of course we're running really low on groceries too, but that's a whole nother story. I can make do without eating. I need to get the phone bill and the morning ball rent paid. So if there's anybody out there that wants to help out or can help out, please do hit the PayPal. Use that link, set up a new PayPal account, or just hit the PayPal and donate, whichever you prefer doing. I could really use the funds right now if you could do that. So smoking, I did. I spoke to Wood Beast. Well, I didn't speak to Wood Beast. I messaged Wood Beast back and forth, and apparently he's upset with me. I apparently had said something that he took personal and he was mad at me. So it was not my intention. It was not the way I intended it. I've tried to explain that to him, but I don't know. Here's what it is. So he's butt hurt right now, and I understand that. I'm sorry that happened, but he misinterpreted things and took it the wrong way. So here's what it is. Here's what it is. So, but he's alive and he's well and he's okay. So that's the important thing, is that Wood Beast is fine. He's just a little upset with me right now. So, I'm going to pick on Frank. Frank has been under the weather. For those of you guys that don't know, Frank Daniels has been under the weather lately. I haven't heard from Frank in a while now, although I think he called me the other day, but his message, I couldn't hear any message. I don't know if he called me or not, if he pocket dialed me or something, I don't know. But I've not heard from Frank, except that he told me the other day that he wasn't feeling good and he's been in a lot of pain lately. But one of the things that Frank had been doing that frustrated me is, he would get on all the troll sites and then he would report to me on a regular basis what happened. And I explained to him, I said, I really appreciate it. I do. I appreciate that you do that. So you can open a new PayPal account. I believe you can, Marie, yes. I don't know for a fact, but I believe you can. Anyhow, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so he would get on there and he would see all this stuff and he would just get so angry about it. And he would get angry at me that I didn't want to hear about it. I didn't care. I find it a just big distraction to what I have to do every day, and it just interrupts my thought process. It disrupts my thinking of what I'm doing. With what I do at the level I'm working at, it takes a lot of focus to do that successfully. You got to get yourself in the right mindset to be able to talk to people at that level, where you have to be uber cognizant of what it is you're saying and when you're saying it and how you're saying it. That's just all part of the whole sales thing. So anyhow, and so Frank would get so mad at me because he would tell me about all the stuff going on. I'd be like, I don't care. I don't care. I really don't care what the trolls say or do. And he got so mad at me. He was like, he says, I think I care more about your channel than you do. And I was like, well, that's not the case, but it's just a matter of perspective. And so Frank would get upset with me and got mad at me a few times for that. And Dan, I think they only do up to $20. If you put $40 in, they give you 20 and me 20. I don't think if you put in $400, they're not going to give you 200 and me 200. I think it's just up to that level. So anyhow, so Frank was getting upset with me that I just didn't want to hear about it, and to some degree, I think that's the same thing with Woodbeast. He's upset with me that I'm not more upset about all the troll activity, that I should be angrier, and it's just that after it's been so long now. I mean, we've been dealing with these guys for like a year now, and it's just, I'm over them. you know, all their posturing and jumping up and down and huffing and puffing, and they're like the big bad wolf stepping outside of the brick house or the big pig. They can huff and puff and blow all they want. They're just having no impact anymore. Nobody wants to hear it. Nobody cares. They're a non-entity. They do this ridiculous petty stuff like calling my phone like they're 12-year-old boys, prank calling and stuff. I mean, just stupid childish stuff. Just stupid childish stuff. So, and I've got to the point now where I don't even listen to their messages. I just delete anymore. So, delete and block. That's all you can do. Just get them out of your life. And so that's, I think, what happens with a lot of people that get angry at me, is they get angry at me because I don't get upset about it anymore. And that's all the trolls want anyway. They're just trying to get a reaction out of me, and I'm just not reacting to it anymore. I'm just not going to react to it anymore. I don't care. Let them say whatever they want to do. I mean, in the overall scheme of things, in the long game, and I always play the long game, in the long game, what they're doing really doesn't matter to me. So, anyhow, what I missed in the chat while that was going on. So you can open a new PayPal account. I think so, yep. Nope, not 500. Yep, trolls are horrible. Yes, they certainly are. Did you offer an apology? I did, Marie. I've apologized to him numerous times. So, and we're going to do this, and we are going to do that, and they do nothing. No, that's exactly right, Pilot. Yep. Yeah, that's exactly right. Just like all that nonsense about them coming down here to the Florida Keys, like, they were going to create all kinds of problems for me. They did nothing. They just, hold on, let me turn around here. They just blew a lot of hot air and did nothing. So, and of course, none of them really have the balls to do anything really anyway. So, I'm not going to get into that. Let's not get into that. I'm tired of talking about trolls. Although I was on another friend's channel, unrelated to sailing, unrelated to really anything that I ever talk about on here or that I'm involved with. I have a friend of mine that has another channel that just does other stuff. And I was just happened to be on his live stream. I seen he was doing a live stream, and I got on there and was watching his live stream. And even on his live stream, which has nothing to do with sailing, has nothing to do with farming, has nothing to do with any of that stuff, even on his live stream, he was getting hammered by trolls. So it was just, I don't know. It was just getting hammered by trolls. So I guess they're everywhere, They're everywhere in all kinds of aspects. They're just a whole bunch of really sad people out there. So you don't have to be a sailing channel to have trolls, that's for sure. Do you? Do you have trolls? I bet you have trolls even. Are there dog trolls? She's not saying. See? I can't get a reaction out of her. Take a lesson from my dog. We want Woodbed back. Give him my number and I'll get him back. No, whole shot, I'll email him. Yeah, guys, if you've got his contact information, get a hold of him. Because I've apologized. I don't know how many times I can apologize to him. So, trash is on all over YouTube. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. And the thing of it is that there's so many people now have seen. I mean, at first it was sort of a fad, cool kind of, hey, this guy's giving a hard time. It's funny. And at first, I guess it was kind of cool. not to be trolled, but to be a troll. You know, there were a lot of people that thought it was a fun thing. But I'm sort of surprised right now at how many people are just finally fed up with it. You know, it's like old news, move on, let's go on. You know, quit your bitching. You're not doing anything anyway. You're not being the class clown anymore. You're just being annoying. So, and that's where it's gotten to be now. You know, the class clown's no longer funny. Now they're just annoying. So, Eddie says, I'm tired of it too. Yep. We know you're watching. Yeah, I'm sure he's watching. I'm sure he is. He can jump in here and chat if he wants to. So, yeah, there's a lot of ex-trolls that are watching, you know. I know Sailing Dutchman, he gets on here and watches. I know Rhonda's watching right now, or at least she was yesterday. She commented at the end of the live stream yesterday. Probably Doug's on here watching right now, you know. And I'm sure all the troll people are watching, you know. I'm sure Akula, guy, I mean, that guy can't seem to live or breathe a day without watching my channel. And I'm sure Tickle Me Finn is on here, and all those desperados. And I'm amazed that, you know, those guys, they got nothing better to do with their life but continue watching something that they dislike. I mean, it's kind of stupid, but okay. I don't watch things I dislike, do I? No, I don't watch things I dislike. I like watching weird stuff, though, occasionally. I have to admit that. I kind of like watching weird stuff from time to time. Sure as hell aren't 76 chatting. No, that's true. No. I wonder how many alternate accounts those trolls have. Oh, Pat Mac, a bunch of them. Yeah, a bunch of fake accounts. All of them. All of them. They have a whole bunch of fake accounts. And they keep faking other accounts, you know. They try to impersonate me. They try to impersonate other people in my family. So, uh-oh, Eddie got wiped. Sorry about that, Eddie. Oh, man. Yeah, dinghy going by again. Anyhow, kids, listen, it's getting dark out here, so I'm going to probably go ahead and end this. Some folks going by. They're waving at y'all. Gonna go over there and see Bill. Well, they're going to go past Bill's boat. There you go. Love your channel and give your dog a hug and let those trolls rot now. Well, thank you, Mr. C. Appreciate that. Will do. Television. Yeah, I like watching YouTube better than regular television. It's a great evening out there. It is, Eddie. It is, Eddie. Yep. Me too, Gydra. Yeah, actually, I like watching some weird stuff. Like today, I was watching a guy with a tractor trying to pull out an oak log. The guy had way too big of a log and way too small of a tractor. I don't think people realized how heavy it was. About a 16-inch diameter tree, oak log, and he was trying to pull it out with a tractor, and he was trying to pull it uphill. Just dumb as a rock. Just dumb as a rock. So I found it interesting watching that because I myself have pulled many logs with tractors in the past. We were in Ohio. I built houses from the logs, where we would go up and cut the trees and drag the logs down to the mill and mill them up in the mill and then build the house out of them. You know, I've done that a couple times. So, yeah, you gotta have a tractor that's got some ass to it if you're gonna go try to drag out big logs. Oak, cherry, walnut. I mean, that's some heavy lumber there. That's some heavy logs. They're not light. Anyhow, I get a kick out of watching some stuff like that from time to time. Just sort of reminding me of back in the day when I used to do stuff before I got to be an old fart. Isn't that right? Anyhow, kids, listen, I'm going to go ahead and end this. So I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for watching, everybody, tonight. Appreciate you participating. Please do take care of each other and be good and be careful. And remember, there's a link in the description down below for the PayPal. Please hit that up and donate some funds. I got to cover the phone bill here pretty quick, and so I really appreciate if you guys could donate to help me cover that. I'm about 80 bucks shy of making a phone bill tonight. So with that said, good night.